to learn to plough a real straight line, and learn to be alone in ever diminishing circles, solve problems on my own.
Welcome to planting. What we're doing here is picking barley, and that's a machine feed. Normally, we make sure that there was a fair bit of moisture here, and this soil would be almost mud, and you'd be able to make a river. As you can see, you can't even make a river with this at all. It's really dusty. But I'm taking a punt because there's nothing here growing at all. And if I don't grow something and take the chance of the machine, it's very, very. Well, not too happy. See what we're doing. So this here is the barley. Obviously, it was harvested quite a few years ago before the drought, and this whole big shed here was full of barley, and it's been used over the last 3 years as feed for the drought-stricken stock, both on my farm and also my dad's. In the seed box, and hopefully that's going to go into the soil and give us our crop. And now I'll show you how that grain goes from there down to there, where it's supposed to be. This here has got about 2.5 tons of grain. All that grain filters down, and there's little cogs inside there that meter out an exact amount of grain depending on how much moisture and what type of soil is there. There's heaps of different factors involved in farming. It's not exactly a simpleton's game. That grain, when it filters down into the little metered box, well then there's a big, massive, big blower here, kind of like a hairdryer, very, very similar, that blows heaps of air into the box, then brings that little metered out grain through all these pipes here at really high pressure, blows through all these main pipes, then it gets distributed to these little heads here. Now normally, you wouldn't be able to hear me talking because there's all this air and wind getting made by that big blow dryer over there. Goes into this cap here, gets distributed out, then down into this little foot here, and then gets put down about 4 inches into the soil because we're trying to get some moisture here that's not really there. Normally it'd be about 2 inches deep. And then the little comfortable seed meets the soil, meets the moisture, and presto, decides to germinate, and she's off. So we've seen the operation, we've seen getting the grain from the shed into the header and into the box and out through the planter and into the ground, which hopefully makes us grow a crop, which is kind of what this whole operation is about. But what brings it all along? What makes the whole thing happen? That's this baby here. This big black baby here is 425 horsepower of Cummins Love. And that Love makes these big suckers here turn, and they're big suckers, I can assure you of that. I mean, imagine getting a flat with one of these and having to change it. Actually, I don't need to imagine, I know exactly what it's like and it's not fun. But anyway, up here is a control room. Come and have a look. It's not that comfortable, but it's not that shabby. Come up. So this is a luxurious control room. This is where pretty much so everything really needs to happen for 24 hours a day whilst you're planting. Because of course, you've only got a limited amount of moisture when you plant or even when you cultivate, and that is to prepare the soil to plant. So if you've only got a limited amount of time, you've got to be in this tractor 24 hours a day. Now if you're a farmer like me and you don't have staff, you have to do that all by yourself. So what keeps you going at night is this little baby here, and this is your two-way, and this is when you talk to your neighbours, and he's probably planting at the same time because he's got obviously hopefully got the same amount of rain. So you're 3 o'clock in the morning, you call him up, hey mate, what are you up to? Usual answer, g'day Dave, yeah, still going up and back, round and round, How about you? Yeah, same. That's your invigorating 3 AM wake up call that keeps you going. As you can see, there's a steering wheel here, an air conditioner, same as your car. That's about where the similarities end. But all these orange controls which control this big jolly engine here, then all the black levers here which control the seater. And as you can see, there's a lot going on in that seater. You've got to be pretty switched on to keep this whole machine going. All your gauges, they tell you that everything's operating okay, so you've really got to watch them every few seconds, constantly glancing back at those. Other than that, you've got all these big levers up here. Now they all control the lights. Now at night time, this baby lights up like the MCG because you've got to know exactly what's going on. You don't want to be going into any muddy melon holes, going over any sticks, or hitting any trees that are in the middle of the paddock, or of course hitting the fence at the end of the paddock. That could be embarrassing. Other than that, you've got your window to the world, and that's this one here. This wireless, she's the ABC. You don't get any other channels out here. So all through the week, you know exactly what's happening in the world, what terrorists attacking, you know, who and where and which. But of course, the entertaining thing is that you realise that the whole world's kind of mixed up, and all you've got in here is nature and your relationship with nature. And it's awesome feeling to be looking around and just seeing how free you are and how free you are of all the problems of the world. That's probably the best part of being here. Anyway, I can't get too carried away with all the sentimental stuff of being a farmer. I've got to get planting. See you next time. Hopefully when I see you again, hopefully when you come back to here, this will be a massive big green field with lots of fat sheep. See you later.
And my heart goes out to the families of the farming gang. Yes, my heart goes out to the families of the farming gang.